that Laker fan protest that I previewed on Friday. And I don't want to get to the hiring of the new head coach until I get to the Laker fan protest. Let's close the book on that thing. That was so much more pathetic than I could have ever imagined. Did I have to talk about that first? Quickly, let me reset for anybody who missed it. This past Friday, I talked about a scheduled protest that was happening at Staples Center. The protest was put on by some Reddit user who wanted disgruntled Laker fans to gather outside the arena and peacefully voice their displeasure with the dysfunction of the Laker front office. This guy told a local radio station that he thought the protest would probably bring out between 60 and 80 people. Between his announced RSVPs and the actual protest, I said on this show, remember, I said this, quote, "This is the most colossal waste of time I have ever heard of, and these idiots are going to make the LeBron mural vandalizers look good by comparison." Well, as always, I'm here to own it and admit I was wrong, because it was far more pathetic than even I could have forecasted. Turns out the predicted showing of 60 to 80 people was a little bit too high, like 45 people too high. And by all accounts, from Twitter and the assembled media, there were more statues in Star Plaza than actual protesters. So what do you do when only 14 people show up to bring down an entire organization? If it were me and I were one of the 14, I'd keep right on walking. I'd pretend that I was in the area for something else and that I was not one of the 14. I would take one look at that pathetic turnout and head the opposite way and act like I was never stupid enough to attend in the first place. Unfortunately, that is not what happened. Instead, the protest got underway. It carried on. And it got started with an earth-shattering chant from 6 dudes whose voices reverberated throughout the entire Southland.
No more Rambis! 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 No more Rambis!
Now, what do you think when you hear that? Like, sounds like one guy chanting, "No more Rambis, no more Rambis." What is that? I'll tell you what that is. That's the sound of anger. That's the sound of discontent. That's the sound of change. Yeah, just kidding. That's the sound of 6 morons who carried a chant 8 times before flaming out. Yeah, right about now, I sure hope that Linda or Kurt or whoever the hell that was directed at, I hope they're all right, because that was a savage takedown. Can't imagine that felt very good, to watch a group of people who couldn't even field a baseball team just tearing you apart like that. And then there was this Laker bro on KCAL 9 who didn't just want Rambis gone, he wanted everybody gone.
We want a star. We want another star free agent.
How about Kyrie Irving?
KD?
I want Kyrie Irving.
Who do you want fired? We want to fire everyone who's making this organization not get to the playoffs.
Now there's some logic. That's pretty rational. The logic of a Laker bro demanding everybody be fired because he wants another superstar. Hey, bro, free agency is not officially started yet. You can't just add another superstar. And that $35 million that's burning a hole in your pocket, what good is having $35 million if nobody wants it? But stay hot, Laker bro. Stay hot. Then there was this guy who made an extremely compelling argument that he's next in the family line to get a championship. That he, in fact, is entitled to a championship because everybody else in his family who matters has their own already.
My uncle had Magic. My older brother had Kobe. I have LeBron. He's brought me nothing. A change needs to happen right now.
My uncle had Magic. My brother had Kobe. I have LeBron. What's he brought me?
My uncle had Magic. My brother had Kobe. I have LeBron. What's he brought me? Nothing. I want rings.
Boy, look at the entitlement of that Laker bro. My uncle had Magic. My brother had Kobe. My dog had Rick Fox. My driver's ed teacher had Derek Fisher. My yogurt land cashier had Andrew Bynum. My babysitter had Kwame. Settle down, bro. No one cares about your 23andMe DNA report. I'm 4.5% Clipper and 17% Laker. Man, nobody cares. You're only getting on camera. You're only getting FaceTime because there's like 50 news reporters and they can't come back with nothing. 50 news reporters and 14 people to interview, man. Chill the hell out. But that star of the show was without question the dude who rolled in a suit with his face painted, half purple, half yellow, and his hair up in a man bun. Man, style points for days. There's business casual, and then there's business Braveheart. And this guy looked like your IT dude from the neck down, but William Wallace from the neck up. It was an amazing look. The only thing better than his look was his actual take.
First things first, fire everyone. Second thing, get all the best players back.
First things first, fire everyone. Second thing, get all your best players back. Look the hell out, Rob Pelinka. My man's Danny Ainge, Bob Myers, Pat Riley, Jerry West, Daryl Morey, all rolled into one. Logic like that, fire everyone, get all the best players back. Right, bring them all back. Irv, Kobe, the Logue, Reem, Gasol, bring them all back. But only after you fire everybody first. You tell them, Braveheart. Friend of the program. So maybe you think this is just me killing these guys for no reason. All right, go to a higher authority than me. Good friend of the program. Arash Markazi. My man Arash published an article for the LA Times, and the headline screamed, Lakers fan protest, arguably a rock bottom moment for storied franchise. A rock bottom moment or the rock bottom moment? That should give you some idea of how things went on Friday. Twitter also, and if Twitter says so, it must be so, Twitter also dubbed it the most pathetic protest in the history of protests. So far, no word from Jeannie Buss if she was moved to sell the team, but they did hire Frank Vogel. So maybe that protest worked? Kinda, sorta, not really. The losers of the event are all 14 morons that showed up for it. The winners are everybody in the world that didn't. May we never, ever have to spend this much time on a pathetic gathering of clowns ever again. And the only ones who look worse than those 14 losers is the organization that those 14 losers were trying to bring down.
My uncle had Magic. My brother had Kobe. I have LeBron. What's he brought me? Nothing. I want rings.
There's some pretty good logic. My uncle had Magic. My great-great-uncle had Kareem. My great-great-great-great-grandfather had George Mikan. My dentist had Smush Parker. My apartment manager had Devin George. My high school counselor had Travis Knight. My chiropractor had Mark Madsen. And I have LeBron. What's that scrub brought me? Nothing, man.
Thank you.
Give me my freaking rings. Peace, I'm out. Let's go home and watch ourselves on the news. God, that was embarrassing.